Hi, I'm Elaine, and I'm living with autoimmune disease. And this video is a follow-up to my second Moderna vaccination video, in which I chronicled my side effects following the second dose of the Moderna vaccination. I reported to you all that I was fine and I had no side effects. I told you in that video that I would comment down below in the comments if I had side effects that flared up after the 3 days that I followed my journey of side effects. But I need to make a new video instead of just commenting. Apparently, side effects for the Moderna vaccination can happen for more than 24 or 48 hours, and I was unaware. Nobody really talks about 5 days following the vaccination, 8 days following the vaccination. I had no side effects following that second vaccination. I had no increased pain or fatigue or headaches or anything that people were reporting, fever. I didn't have any of that. I escaped. I thought I was good. My arm was sore. I had a dry mouth. And I had a flare-up of my levator reticularis, which is what I told you all. I received my second Moderna vaccination on a Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Everybody had said that if you were going to have side effects, it was going to be within the first 24 to 48 hours, and I escaped. I was happy to report to my family. I was happy to report to you guys. But on day 5, which was Tuesday morning, that small red dot appeared at the injection site of the vaccine on my arm. So it was just a red dot, and being an autoimmune disease patient and being a patient that actually uses injectable biologics and has had infusion therapy, I understand what an injection site reaction is. So on that Tuesday when I woke up, I believe that I was having some kind of a delayed injection site reaction. So it was a little itchy, kind of what you would get with a biologic when you inject it. So I've gotten those kind of reactions before with pretty much everything I've injected. Actemra, Kevzara, Humira, Enbrel, Cimzia, Orencia, like everything I've injected, I always get an injection site reaction. So I knew what to do. I had some steroid cream on hand that my rheumatologist had prescribed for the injection site reaction that I received with my biologics. So I applied it. I put a little on there since it was itchy, it was burning, there was redness, and I thought, okay, so we have a delayed injection site reaction. No big deal. I'm gonna insert some pictures here, and this would be day 1. So as you can see, there isn't much there. It's just a little red dot. I sent that picture to my mom and I said, you know, I think maybe I am having a reaction to the vaccine. Had my husband look at it and was like, you know, I'm gonna use this steroid cream that I have on hand for my biologics, tricinnablom. That one's a hard one to say. So I feel like you can only pronounce that if you're a doctor or you're in medical school, but we have it here. So I tried this on it and I thought it would work. As the day went on, that injection site kind of started to creep down my arm. There started to be another spot that popped up. And within 24 hours, my arm was flared up on the skin. And I'm gonna insert a picture of that now so you can see what that looks like. So that's 24 hours later. You can see that it really flared within 24 hours. I had 2 spots, 2 circles it looked like, but they didn't seem to be injection sites at this point anymore, since I had a flare up of another spot down below that wasn't an injection site at all. And I didn't know what to think at that point. And I think that the skin reaction started to make my joints and my muscles and my arm flare up, if that makes sense. I think if you deal with chronic inflammation, you understand that any kind of trauma to your body kind of makes things flare. My shoulder, my collarbone, my elbow, my wrist, everything was really like kind of painful on that left arm. And I started to get a little worried because I've had shingles in the past, and that pain started to really feel like shingles. It burned more than itched, and there was a lot of pain, and I was getting a little worried at that point. So I sent the picture to my rheumatologist, who I was gonna have a telemedicine appointment with the next day, so I knew that I could discuss it with him and let him know what was going on. And I had no idea that the vaccination could be giving me side effects 5 days later. I really thought that I was in the clear. I'd never heard of an injection site reaction happening that far removed from the actual injection. So when I get injection site reactions with my biologic, they always happen pretty much immediately to maybe like 2 hours later. And I did start to get a little worried because of the pain. I had kind of a stressful week, so it was a stressful, high emotion week. So I do know that that will kind of flare things up with my illness. And so I thought, well, maybe my arm is flaring from that. Maybe I don't know what's going on. But it also crossed my mind that maybe it was an infection of some sort. If you have chronic illness, there's a lot of things that are the unknown, or that can happen. Had an appointment with my rheumatologist the next day via telemedicine. Of course, my arm was worse. I will insert a picture here, what it looks like. This is about 48 hours from the onset of that little dot. So it's about 2 days. So as you can see, it's actually spreading, and it's noticeable, it's painful. And at that point, rheumatologist and I talked about it. I told him it felt like shingles. It didn't have blisters. It didn't blister up like a shingles infection. And it was just those target areas that I guess are common for injection site reactions. So we actually brought the dermatologist into the conversation. It's always good, I guess, when you have a team of doctors, you have specialists for each area of illness. And because I have scleroderma, I actually have a dermatologist who is on board on my team. And so my rheumatologist, he suggested that I send the pictures to the dermatologist and get her to weigh in on what was going on with my arm. Now, he did say that people are having a delayed reaction to the Moderna vaccine, that they are seeing more of these injection site reactions. But just to be cautious and make sure we don't miss anything, that have her look at the picture and see what her thoughts of it were. So I emailed the picture to my dermatologist. Thank God for patient portals, because they are a godsend when you need to speak with your team of doctors right away. And she actually agreed that she believed it was a delayed injection site reaction to Moderna. So she actually had me start using the clobetasol on it, which I have clobetasol for scleroderma that I use for my skin. I will say that I wasn't seeing much progress with the steroid cream that I was using on it before I spoke with the doctor. It was obviously getting worse. You can tell by the pictures. And so it wasn't like my injection site reactions from my biologic that would clear up with it. It was getting worse. So she suggested that I switch over and start using the clobetasol and to treat it topically. And that was definitely the trick. I'm happy to report my arm is much better. Once the skin subsided, it actually helped the pain in the arm. I think my joints and my bone and my muscles, they were just angry because there was inflammation on the skin, which as a chronic illness person, I know that anytime you have inflammation anywhere, it's going to flare everything up. So I don't know if the pain was something that healthy people would deal with a delayed injection site reaction, but it was definitely something I dealt with. I didn't run a fever. I didn't have systemic pain. It was nothing more than just that arm and the skin that actually was affected. And, you know, I think the thing is that nobody talks about what happens delayed with side effects. I really believed I was in the clear after 3 days. I didn't believe I was going to have any side effects. And I was just very shocked to wake up on day 5 with what I now know as COVID arm. It's just a response of your body to the vaccine. And I'm actually happy that my body responded for something. I was getting a little worried that I had no side effects at all. And so I'm a little happy just to know that something happened. So maybe my body is making antibodies, and I'm anxiously awaiting to see if I made antibodies or not. But I wanted to come on here and make a video and let you guys know about this delayed side effect, because there isn't much about it and I didn't hear anything about it. I'm a person who researches everything, reads everything I can know, and somehow I missed this piece of information. So maybe you did too. And I wanted to reassure anyone who is dealing with COVID arm that it'll be okay. Like, it really did take, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, today's Saturday. So it took about 5 days. I wanted to reassure anyone who maybe has that it can happen. It can happen 5 days after your injection, and it isn't abnormal. So apparently, you know, I guess feel comfortable in knowing that somebody else with the Moderna vaccine definitely experienced that. I would say, obviously, consult your doctor if it happens. Let them know. I am a part of that V-Safe check-in thing that you can register with the CDC and report your side effects. So I did report it when it happened on day 5. I let them know that I sought medical care for it. I wanted to give you my story, and that's what happened. The delayed side effect that nobody talks about. And I hope that this can help somebody. If you have any questions about the vaccine process or anything else about COVID arm or any other side effects, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to talk with you or reassure you if there's any concerns you might have. If you didn't catch my vaccine videos, please look back and chronicle both my first dose and my second dose and any side effects that I did have. Spoiler alert, I didn't really have any. And I am anxiously awaiting an antibody test, so I hope to do that. I am on a medication that can inhibit the process of making antibodies from a vaccine. It's a chronic illness problem. It's a medication problem. It's an immune problem. It's not something that healthy people should worry about. If you have both doses of vaccination in your body, you are probably good after that 2-week mark. So congratulations, you did it. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to give you guys an update when I find out about my antibodies. And if you'd like to see that update, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you here and love to have you part of my adventure. And until next time, thank you for watching.